Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a bread recipe. No, don't get worried, it's not going to be a complicated bread recipe. We're going to make a soda bread recipe, so we don't need yeast. It's an Irish bread, so let's get started. So for the recipe we need 2 cups of whole wheat flour, that's atta, 2 cups of maida, that's all-purpose flour, we need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Don't increase the quantity, stick to 1 teaspoon, else the bread will have a very bad smell. And then we have 2 teaspoons of sugar. This is optional. Sorry, I've taken Jaggery instead of sugar. Let's just, you can use sugar as well, but I'm using Jaggery today. So just give this a quick mix. Just give all this a quick mix. So I'm adding in half a cup of coconut oil. Just adding in that way. Just mixing the flour with so that it gets coated with coconut oil. At this time you can use your hands as well. I wash my hands before this. So I'm just kneading it, mixing it till I get the breadcrumb consistency. It should look like breadcrumbs. Just mixing it. You can use melted ghee or melted butter in place of coconut oil, but I like the taste of coconut oil, so I use coconut oil. See. Now all of the flour is coated with the oil. If you can see, it looks like breadcrumbs. Now what I'm going to do is slowly pour in buttermilk. It's better to use your hand for this because it's a very wet dough. Slowly mix it in. Don't over mix it. Just slightly mix it till everything comes into place. For people who don't have buttermilk at home, all you can do is take 2 cups of milk and then add 2 teaspoons of vinegar or lemon juice in it and leave it for 15 minutes, and the milk will curdle and that will give you buttermilk. This is all that you have to do. Just mix up the whole batter. Household will have, so you can see this. So I've used the whole 2 cups of buttermilk. I'll give you the ingredients list in the description box below, so you can have a look at that. Now most of it is mixed. This is how the batter will look. It's a little thicker than your cake batter and it's a little lighter than your bread batter. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some flour onto a plate. Just put that like that. I'm going to just shape the dough. Just put it in it. So I'm going to dust my fingers as well with flour. So I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to just give it a shape. If you look at it, just knead it together so it gives a shape. That's it. Don't over mix it, just leave it at that. So if you look at it, it's just got a basic shape. So it's just a basic shape. So now I've got a plate here with parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, what you do is just pick up some flour and dust it like this on your plate, just like that, and then turn the bread over on your hand that way. So that's how your bread will look. So that's done with your bread. Just keep that down. So that's about it. What I'm going to do is, traditionally in Ireland they believe that a cross is cut in between the bread to ward off or take away any bad omens that is there on the bread. So I will stick to that tradition and I'm giving it a cut. The cut has to be really deep. It has to almost slice it but not completely. Just wipe it and then cut again. So yeah, so if you see that there is a cut. So now that our loaf is ready, I'll give you the baking instructions. You have to first preheat your oven at 220 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes, and then you have to bake it for 15 minutes in 220. Then you reduce your oven temperature to 200 and then bake it for another half an hour. So let's go and bake this. My oven is heated up now, guys. So before I put this loaf in the oven, what I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit of milk and brushing the bread with the milk just to give me that golden color. You don't need to do this, but I like the color on my bread. So yeah, just brushing it with milk. It's just plain milk and nothing else. So that's done. So my oven is heated now. So what I'm going to do is bake my loaf at first 220 for 15 minutes and then reduce the oven temperature to 200 and then for half an hour. So guys, the bread is just out of the oven, but it's very hot, so I'm just going to leave it and let it cool completely before cutting. See you soon. So guys, this bread is done. So it's cooled and it's baked and done and cooled. So I'm just chopping it just to show you guys how the texture is. There you go. There you go. This is how the texture looks. Look at it. You can just have it plain with some butter on it, some jam on it. Do try this recipe, guys. It's delicious and it's very, very nice. So here you go, guys. Simple bread recipe is ready. Please do try this recipe and let me know if you like this recipe, and do subscribe to my channel and forward or share my recipe with your friends. And until next time, bye bye.